शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः।
न च अधिष्ठानमन्तरेण इंद्रियाणां व्यवहारः। All pramana prameya vyavaharas, whether laukika or vaidika, are on account of adhyasa. Pramana prameya vyavahara necessarily requires the pramata. Necessarily requires the pramata. So pramata cannot come into existence without the adhyasa between atma and anatma. So this is how pramata is indispensable to operate the pramana, and therefore for pramana prameya vyavahara adhyasa is indispensable. In this context, the question that was asked, what is the pramana to prove the existence of adhyasa, because of whom pramata comes into being to operate the pramanas? So that is one question. Other one, see pratyakshadi pramanas and the shastras. See, you know why shastras separately told and pratyakshadi pramana? So there it is. Sarvani cha shastra nahi. कथम पुनः अविद्यावद् विषयाणि प्रत्यक्षादीनि प्रमाणानि शास्त्राणि च इति. Shastra also are pramana. So pratyakshadini pramanani includes shastra also. Why separate mention of that? Because shastras also are pramanas, but they are apaurusheya. The authorship of shastra is not the human being. It is something of divine origin. Apaurusheya means not a product of the human intellect. Shastras, Vedas are not something designed by who? Any human being. Rishis were only mantra drashtas. The things got revealed to them, they noted down. That's all. They are like a scribe only, but it is not that what they, that means created on their own. So it is like this. See, all doctors and that cardiovascular surgeon have come. He is not a cardiovascular surgeon or doctor. So why separate? Because a separate status is there. A separate mention of his particular work is there. So like that, pramanas, laukika, also shastra, that is why it was told. So therefore, second question was, see, if the pramanas for operating have to depend on pramata, and pramata is a product of erroneous adhyasa is or erroneous adhyasa, which is erroneous, pramata is defective, and the pramanas operated by pramata giving rise to prama, that prama must be invalid, because a person who is of defective nature is operating the pramanas to gain the prama. Just as, see, if your eyes have got cataract, what you see is not totally valid. Likewise here, this pramata is born of erroneous adhyasa, and therefore all pramanas cannot be valid, they must be invalid. Knowledge provided by all pramanas should be what? Erroneous, because the fundamental guy who is operating pramata is himself is erroneous. Objection, akshep. These two were, one was asking for the means of knowledge to prove adhyasa takes place, occurrence of adhyasa. Second place, questioning the validity of pratyakshadi pramanas and the shastra, because the one who operates himself is defective in nature. Suppose if the driver is drunkard, what do you have to do? You have to pray. You know that sometimes it happens is somebody, some kathakara who is always used to do Ramayana, Bhagavata, Katha, etc., went to heaven. And there he found his neighbor who was a taxi driver, he also was in the heaven. He asked Indra, this is injustice. I have seen him, he has not taken the Lord's name even once in lifetime. This fellow has not taken the God's name, and how he can come into heaven? I did so much, etc. Indra said, he was a reckless driver. And when he used to drive, passengers used to Rama, Krishna, Govinda. Govinda, please save us. See, he made people take the name of the Lord. So like that, if the driver himself is a drunk fellow, what he can do dangerous. So therefore, pramata who is operating the pramana himself is born of erroneous knowledge, and therefore how can the prama be valid in nature? It is not possible. So that is what the second objection, for which you say, so nay. Say, look, for pramata, for pramana to operate, pramata is indispensable or not?
Yes.
Can pramata come into existence without the adhyasa? Not. Afterwards we'll see. Therefore, what is that? It is not a defect because it is the swarupa of pramata. We'll see afterwards. Defect comes afterwards. You are able to see. Seer is born of adhyasa or not? Yes, adhyasa, no problem. But afterwards, when you develop cataract, then problem, then defect. So long as eyes are intact, no problem. But suppose some defective vision you develop in the eyes, then the pramana becomes what? Vitiated. It is a dushta pramana. So that was the question. So now what is being done is, first of all, indispensability of pramata is established. So why? In sleep, the person who has no identification with the embodiment is not available as the pramata. So therefore, for pramana to operate, pramata is necessary. For pramata, what is indispensable? Atma identifying with the body, etc., which is not possible other than adhyasa. Because Atma is something which is asanga, unattached, nothing to not connected to anything. Adhyasa is indispensable. So therefore, say pratyakshadi vyavahara is not possible without the identification with the deha and indriya, etc. The next question was, fine, we can accept identification with the body as I am a man, etc. That should suffice for operating the pramanas. No. Besides that, what is necessary? Identification with the indriyas. Indriyas also is necessary, because if identification in the sense mindness, not that I, chakshu is me, ear is me. No, not that. My eyes, my ears, it is necessary. Without that pramana is not possible. For example, a person who is blind, he has no mindness in the eyes, so here that person cannot be drashta, the seer. So that example. So therefore indriyas are indispensable. That mindness adhyasa must be there in the indriya. Next question was, fine, mindness, this type of adhyasa in the indriyas accepted. Why is it not sufficient? Why not? Why that identification the body is required? Why deha adhyasa is required? See, lighter the better, we are saying. lighter the better. So less adhyasa the better, because see, this adhyasa is erroneous in nature. Suppose scheduled L drug and scheduled H drugs we have to take, less the dose is better, is it not? Because otherwise it will give the harm as such. So adhyasa accepted. Let adhyasa be only with the indriyas and not with the body. No, because indriyas need a ashraya, a receptacle, without which indriyas cannot function. That was told. Nacha adhishtanam antarena indriyanam vyavaharaha sambhavati. So before that we have seen the yes. Tika, earlier 20th page, last portion of the sentence. Indriyadhyasena eva vyavaharat. See, we have seen this. Vyavahara, what is vyavahara here? Activities of pramana, prameya vyavahara, or it is the pramana prameya vyavahara done by who? Pramata. And pramata is upalakshana for karta, drashta, anumata, etc. All those things as such. So therefore, by identification of my minus in indriyas, vyavahara takes place. Alam dehadhyasena. No need of identification with the deha, adhyasa with the deha. Iti ataha aha, nacha, etc. Take the bhasha. Adhishtanam antarena. What is adhisthana here? Adhisthana means ashraya, basis. What is the basis for indriya? Sharira, tika. Indriyanam, next page, top line. Indriyanam adhishtanam means ashrayaha, namely shariram ityarthaha. So adhishtanam antarena, without the basis for indriyas, namely the body, shariram, he says indriyanam vyavaharaha nacha sambhavati. The operation, the activities, the functions of the indriyas, sense organs, organs of action, does not take place, means cannot take place. So therefore what happened now? Not only adhyasa of indriya required, but also the adhyasa of the deha, also adhyasa of the deha is required. Now, next possibility. Why are you harping on the same string? What is that? Adhyasa is required, adhyasa required. So you want indriyas, you want body, is it not? Let there be some connection between Atma and the Dehendriya, which should enable the Atma to operate the pramana. Why the Atma adhyasa on Anatma, Anatma adhyasa on Atma? Why it is so? Why it is so? Therefore, that is what he said. So why do you insist on adhyasa? Why do you insist on adhyasa? Say, look, can Atma get connected to something? You first try to connect space to something. Is it possible? Any connection, when is it possible? Say, look, this voice recorder is tied to the arm of the microphone because it is parichinna limited. This is parichinna limited. It is savayava part. It also gets savayava. Those which have got avayavas parts can be connected to each other. That which is limited in nature can be connected to each other. Atma is aparichinna and niravayava. At the same time, asanga, unconnected to everything, detached. So therefore, any connection between Atma and Anatma is not possible without adhyasa. Adhyasa alone is the connection between Atma and Anatma. Tikakara says, he says, first line top, Nanu astu atmana sanyuktam shariram tesham ashrayah kim adhyasena iti atra aha. See, he wants to dispense with adhyasa. You want body, you want indriyas. For whom? For Atma to operate the pramana. He says, astu, let it be. What is that? Atmana sanyuktam shariram. The sharira, body, along with the indriyas, let it be Atmana, with Atma. Sanyuktam means connected, related. Sanyuktam, connected, related, endowed with. Let the Atma be endowed with the Sharira. And Tesham Ashrayah. And that Sharira connected to Atma is Ashraya, basis. For whom? Tesham. Who are those Tesham? Indriyanam. So for the Sharira connected with the Atma without adhyasa, let that Sharira be the basis, ashraya for the Indriya. Kim adhyasena? Why adhyasa you want? So give up, get rid of this adhyasa, because you say this adhyasa, then afterwards say adhyasa is to be removed, Atma Jnana is to be gained, attend Brahmasutra classes, why all these things, etc. So therefore I say, no, kim adhyasena iti atra aha. For that answer is given where? In the bhashya. Nacha
anadhyasta atma bhavena dehena kaschit vyapriyate.
Anadhyastatma bhavena dehena na cha kaschit vyapriyate. Now you should be familiar. Moment na or nacha comes, reserve it and find out the verb, and with the verb apply it. Okay? Now, this is here no problem. Sometimes sentence runs into 3-4 lines. By the time you come to the end of that where verb is there, you have already forgotten in the in the beginning. Nacha is na or nacha is there, you have already forgotten. So therefore be very careful. The moment na in the beginning comes, reserve it. Anadhyasta atma bhavena. Atma bhava is deha, wherein atma tadatmya is there. Atma bhava is deha, body, wherein atma tadatmya is there, in the sense deha is itself taken as I, me. Deha itself taken as I, me. So without taking the body as I, na kaschet, no one dehena vyapriyate, takes to vyapara with the body. It is just not possible for vyapri. How is it say? See, look, we told you, the Purva Pakshi will say, we told you, let there be some connection, my dear sir, connection is not possible. See, first see, Tika. Anadhyasta atma bhavaha. What is that? Anadhyasta atma bhava means wherein atma tadatmya. Atma bhava is atma tadatmyam. See, there you should know how to make use of the tika. Anadhyasta separate, without adhyasa. Of what? Atma bhava. What is atma bhava? Meaning of atma bhava is given as atma tadatmya. Without the superimposition of atma tadatmya. What is atma tadatmya? Notion that the body is I. Without that, tena, without that, he says, no one is able to take to any vyapara. Why? Because do you know what the Shruti says? Tika continued. Asangaha hi iti shrutehe. Who is asangaha? Atma. Atma is asanga. Who says so? Shruti says so. Asanga iti shrutehe. When it is of the detached nature, how can there be any connection with Atma and the Deha? Just space cannot have any connection with anything whatsoever, though space accommodates everything. So therefore, say iti shrutehe, because of this, if at all any sambandha you want between Deha and Atma, it should necessarily be what? Adhyasa. You say, adhyasikaha eva means pertaining to adhyasa only. Dehatmanoho sambandhaha. The connection or any relation between Atma and the Deha must necessarily be on account of adhyasa only. And why? Because Atma is asanga, no other type of sambandha is possible. So sambandhaha na sanyoga, not because of some union except the adhyasa. Sanyoga adi for, this is what is called as samavaya sambandha. This is terminology of Nayayikas. Any Nyaya book you open without samavaya, there is not a sentence there. They are so fond of some. Samavaya means nitya sambandha, that's all. Then they have got sanyukta samavaya, like that 100 things are there. Anyway, adi for samavaya, nitya samavaya. Some permanent connection between body and Atma, such a thing is not there at all. So if at all any connection, what it should be? It should be on account of adhyasa. Iti bhavaha. So therefore, what is proved? Between Atma and Deha with the Indriyas, if at all any connection, it should be necessarily adhyasa. And with this, the Dehendriya, that Pramata comes into existence and operates the Pramana. Fine? So now, next thing is, they say, sir, all this you are struggling to prove adhyasa or establishing the necessity of adhyasa to have whom? Pramata, who will be operating the pramana prameya vyavahara. Why Pramata operates the pramana? What is the purpose? To get the prama. Look, what is your Atma? Jnana Swarupa. When your Atma is Jnana Swarupa, let Atma have directly Prama. Why you bring in between Pramata and create all problems? Not understood. See, Atma is Jnana Swarupa. Prama is what? No, Jnana, yes. But Jnana of a specific thing. Knowledge of a specific thing. Let Prama, the Prama, that is the Atma itself, in the head is what? See, be Pramata, itself give the Prama. why Deha, Indriya and Adhyasa? Tika. He says, Nanu Atma, third line, Nanu Atmanaha Dehadibhi Adhyasika Sambandha Api Ma Astu. Ma is a prohibitive noun, particle. Ma Astu. See, let there not be sambandha. What sambandha? On account of adhyasa between Atma and Deha. Why? Swataha chetanataya pramatritvopapattehe. Because of upapattehe, because of possibility of Atma itself becoming pramata. Why? Swataha, on its own, who is he? Chetanataya. Atma is itself Chaitanya Tattva. Chaitanya Tattva itself is pure awareness principle, knowledge principle. So therefore, the one who is knowledge principle itself will become who? Pramata. Why all this roundabout the way, sir? Come on, now you tell me. Are you acceptable to this? What he says, you forget all this thing. What he says is, Atma is knowledge principle, therefore Atma must be the knower or who operates the pramana. Do you agree? No. You know what will happen? First thing will happen, in sleep, Chaitanya is there or not?
Yes.
So therefore Atma as pramata is there or not?
Yes.
And then what will happen? You will have the knowledge of everything around, you will not be able to sleep at all. So the Purva Paksha is a shrewd fellow. He is expecting this. He is expecting. So the next question is going to be asked is, sir, in sleep, Atma will be pramata. That is number one. Number two, what is the defect, Why Indriyas? Indriyas! See, Indriyas, eyes, ear, nose, tongue, touch are not necessary because Atma himself is pramata. Without the Indriyas, one will be able to see, hear, taste, touch. Why? What you need is Atma. Is there a time when Atma is not there? Anitya Swarupa. So therefore, all the time you will be able to hear, see, touch, smell. Even compose will not help you. Compose can induce you to sleep, but it will not help you now because Atma is always the knowledge principle. So now see this, and he Purva Paksha anticipates and he gives the answer for that. Next also is Purva Paksha only. Nacha sushuptau pramatruttvapattihi karano paramad iti tatra aha. This also is by who? Purva Paksha. He is answering your doubt. So, in the sleep also what should be there? Atma must be pramata. He says, no. Sushuptau, in sleep, pramatruttvapattihi means occurrence of Atma as the pramata is nacha, is not there. Why not there? He gives the reason. Karano paramat. Karano paramat. Because of cessation of Indriyas. Because the Indriyas are not available there. Because the Indriyas are not available there. So where not Indriyas? In the sleep. So he accepts the necessity of the Indriyas. Actually, if he says it is not necessary, we will see afterwards. But he says Indriyas are necessary, but Indriyas are not available where? During the deep sleep state. And therefore what? Even though Atma is all the time, he is not available as pramata in the deep sleep state. So that is what I say. So sushuptau in the deep sleep state, pramatruttvapattihi It means occurrence of Atma as Pramata is on account of Karano Paramat due to cessation of the Indriyas. Nacha is not possible. This is the Pura Paksha Tatra Aha. If this is the argument, the reply is given Nacha etasmin etc. Bhashya.
Nacha etasmin sarvasmin asati asangasya atmanaha brahmatrutvam upapadyate.
Etasmin sarvasmin asati. When all these are not there, what are those there? Dehadhyasa and Tadharmadhyasa. Adhyasa of Atma on, Adhyasa of Deha etc. on Atma, Deha on Atma, Adhyasa of attributes of Deha on Indriyas etc. on Atma. Etasmin asati, Tika will tell us afterward. Asati asangasya atmanaha. So etasmin sarvasmin means samagris required for adhyasa. What is that? Deha as I. Superimposition of the attributes of Deha, Indriya on Atma. Again, taking the Indriya as Mama, mine. When all these not there, etasmin sarvasmin asati. For Atma, who is that Atma? Asangasya atmanaha. For Atma, who is Asanga. Why Asanga is brought? He had told no connection etc. Connection etc. without the Sadhyasa is not possible. Asangasya atmanaha. Pramatrutvam nahi nacha upapadyate. Status of being Pramata is not possible for whom? Asanga Rupa Atma, without these essential samagris. Dehadhyasa, Dharmadhyasa, Indriyadi, Mama iti Adhyasa. Without that is not possible. So how it is not possible? What is that? What do you mean by Pramata? What is the role of Pramata? We have to see. Now, who is the Pramata? No doubt, one who operates the Pramana. Operates the Pramana and gains what? Prama. So, therefore, who is the Ashraya, basis for Prama? Pramata. So, that means Pramata means one who is Ashraya of Prama. Tika. Pramashrayatvam hi pramatrutvam. Fifth line, Tika, beginning. Pramashrayatvam hi pramatrutvam. Pramatrutvam means what? The status of being a pramata. Do you know what is that? Pramashrayatvam means pramayaha ashrayatvam. Pramashrayatvam is pramayaha ashrayatvam, being the ashraya. Ashraya, that is a basis, a receptacle for prama is what? For receptacle for prama is what? Status of pramata. So being a receptacle for prama is, that is being a pramatritva. So therefore what happens? So if Atma has to become pramata, itself should be a ashraya for what? Prama. But what is the nature of Atma? Knowledge principle. Being a knowledge principle, it cannot depend on something else other than that. It should be all the time pramata. So therefore say pramashrayatvam hi pramatrutvam. Being the ashraya, being the receptacle for knowledge is the status of prama. Now, according to you, what you said, let Atma which is the knowledge principle, be pramata, do you know what happens? Pramayadi nitya chinmatram. Atma is nitya chinmatra, always the Chaitanya Swarupa. And if the Atma, which is always the Chaitanya Swarupa, is pramata, pramata ashraya, you say this, the name is a prama, then what happens? Always it is prama, and therefore pramayadi nitya chinmatram, tarhi, in that case, ashrayatva ayogaha. Ashrayatvasya ayoga means it being a receptacle is not possible. Why? Receptacle provided it has to abide somewhere. Itself is prama. There is no question of being a ashraya there. So pramata is, that means what? Redundant, is not required at all. So therefore it says the prama, therefore tarhi ashrayatva ayogaha. There is no necessity of any ashraya. Ashraya, the Atma being ashraya prama is not possible because always prama itself. Not only that, do you know other problem? Karana vayarthyam cha. Karana means what? Indriyas. Vayartha is redundance. Indriyas will be redundant. Why? See, to see, hear, taste, touch, smell, you don't need the Indriyas because Atma will do the job. Atma is always the Prama Swarupa. So it is Karana Vayartham. See, look, Indriyas, this you should know. If Indriyas were not necessary, do you know what will happen? If Atma itself were able to perceive, do you know what will happen? Without a movement, all the time you should see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Because why? Atma is always there. So Indriyas are like shutters. Indriyas are like shutters. Thank God, see, Bhagavan has thought of all this. See what a creation, see. Indriyas are like the shutters. Only you open the shutter, like a camera, the camera is always closed. When you click it, it gets open. So like that, Indriyas are like the shutters. When you are operating, it opens and the flash. So that is what it is recorded. It is recorded. So otherwise what will happen? All the time you will be able to perceive the Jagat. So then what will happen? It will lead to what all things, There will not be sleep. There will not be dream. Only Jagrat Avastha will be all the time. So, and then what will happen? Even if the body complains, enough, I can't carry further. So no device is available. So therefore he says, no, Karana Vayarthamcha, it is not possible. Therefore what happens? Atma itself becoming Prama, that means to dispense with the Pramata is absurdity. It is not possible. Then let us be little like that. Okay, Atma, let Vritti be Prama. Which Vritti? Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti by itself be Prama. By itself. Vritti. Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti is thoughts corresponding to the given object by themselves be Prama. No, do you know why? Inert in nature. Being inert in nature, you will not be able to cognize anything. He says, Yadi Vritti Matram, before that, make Adhyara Prama. Prama, add, continue, Tika. Yadi Vritti Matram, Jagadandhyam Prasangaha, Vrittehi Jadatva. If you argue, what is it? The Prama is only vritti. The prama is only vritti. Then what will happen? Jagadandhya prasangaha. You know what is andhya? Not Marathi andhi. That is storm. Andhya means blindness. Jagadandhya means what? Non-cognition of the Jagat. Stupor in the sense, totally no cognition of the Jagat. Why? Vrittis by themselves cannot know. Because they are, why? In a reason is given. Vrittehe jadatva. Vrittehe jadatva. The vritti, the antakarana vritti, vishayakar antakarana vritti, by itself is inert in nature. Now what we are saying? Atma by itself cannot be prama. Two reasons were given. Because prama has to depend on pramata. If Atma, knowledge principle, Chaitanya Swarupa, Atma itself is prama, there is no question of any dependence, or there is no question of any pramata. Again, karana vaiyarthya, indriyas will be redundant. We escape from this if you say antakarana vritti, vishayakar antakarana vritti itself is prama, being jada, it cannot be. Then what is prama? See, we are talking of prama means knowledge of a specific thing. What is the knowledge of a specific thing? According to Vedanta, do you know what is the knowledge of a specific thing? Those who attended Jnana Swarupa Vichara also had taken Parokshanubhuti in the beginning introduction. Chaitanya Rupa Atma, the knowledge principle Atma, reflected in Karas Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti, that is knowledge. Not even the Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti. Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti is necessary to dispel the ignorance. Once ignorance is removed, Chaitanya that is reflected in the Vishayakara Antakarana Vritti, that is what is knowledge. He describes, Tikakara describes the knowledge. Ataha, therefore. Come on, what is therefore? Because Atma by itself cannot be prama, nor vritti on its own can be prama. Therefore, he says, you know what is prama? Vritti dhaha bodhaha prama. Vritti dhaha vrittya iddhaha. Iddhaha, what is iddha? Deeptaha vyaktaha. Iddha, see, iddha means lit, a light, to light, its past particular, the past is lit. So, vrittya iddha, that which is deeptaha, lit, means vyaktaha. Vyaktaha means manifest. What is it? Bodhaha. This bodha is knowledge principle. Atma. The Atma, the knowledge principle, bodha means knowledge principle, which is vrittya iddha, manifest in the antakarana vritti. Or no, better we take not vrittya, vrittau iddha. Manifest where? In the vritti. Manifest in the vritti. Vrittau in the locative, not the instrumental. So, the vrittau in the vritti. Iddha, manifest. Deeptaha means lit, means manifest. Bodhaha, knowledge principle is prama. So, what is prama now? Knowledge of a specific thing. Chaitanya Rupa, Jnana Swarupa, Atma, manifest in the tattadakara antakarana vritti. Antakarana vritti corresponding to a specific thing, including Atma. So that is what so therefore, so that is, say, is what? Prama. Prama. How is it possible now? For prama, what you need now? Antakarana vritti. Mere antakarana vritti is not sufficient. Chaitanya should manifest in that. Is it possible without adhyasa? No. Why? Atma is asanga. Therefore it says tadashrayatvam. Tadashrayatvam means tasyaha pramayaha ashrayatvam. Being the ashraya, receptacle for that prama. Tasyaha pramayaha ashrayatvam. It says for asanga rupa atma and antakarna vritti is not possible without adhyasa. Asangasya atmanaha, for asanga swarupa atma, and vrittiman manasaha. Now see, this vrittimat manasaha means vrittiman. The mind means antakarna, which is endowed with vrittis, which is having the antakarna vrittis, the thoughts. So therefore, tadatmyadhyasam, the adhyasa of identification between asangasya atmanaha, asanga swarupa atma, and vrittiman manasaha, the mind which is vrittiman, that which is endowed with this. Between these two, adhyasam vina na sambhavati. It is not possible. Adhyasam vina na sambhavati. In short, Atma itself cannot be specific knowledge. Atma itself cannot be specific knowledge. Vritti, being inert, also cannot be specific knowledge. Prama, specific knowledge, is Chaitanya Swarupa Atma reflected in Antakarna Vritti. This is not possible without the Tadatmya Adhyasa between Asanga Atma and the Antakarna which has got the Vrittis. So therefore Adhyasa is indispensable or not. So therefore na sambhavati, adhyasam vina na sambhavati iti bhavaha. You know, whenever say iti bhavaha means this is the summary, this is the sum and substance, this is what can be taken as the brief, that is briefly what has been told. So therefore, nachaitasmin sarvasmin asati. When all these are not there. What are those all these? See, continuing. Dehadhyase tad dharmadhyase cha asati iti akshararthaha. Asati. What is asati? Na asati. When it is not there. What is not there? Dehadhyasa is not there and dharmadhyasa is not there. Then what happens? Prama cannot, without this thing, if it is not there, prama cannot take place. So that is the sambhavati ityarthaha. So therefore what is necessary now? Adhyasa is necessary. I think all this problem because you want pramata, no? Why you want pramata? I think we can dispense with this pramata. Come on, you dispense with pramata. There is no, the operator himself is not there, and or a driver is not there, whoever, owner or a driver, chauffeur, whoever it may be, and new brand car costing 78 lakhs. What is the price now? Most costly. I had seen up to 45 lakhs. I think now. Yes, crores. I have heard. I have heard crores now. I don't. This crore. I don't. Common sense is not there. For 4-5 crores worth car, how much insurance premium? And if even a little scratch is there, and if you go to the garage, because that is a 4 or 5, 50,000 will be to remove the scratch. This sense of proportion.
After 1 year, the value will be even not 1 crore. After 1 year.
Petrol should go, then they will understand. Junk it will be a junk as well. So anyway, see, sense of proportion is not there. How to utilize the wealth, they don't know. Anyway, that is different thing. So that is the case. So why this pramata? You are insisting on this pramata repeatedly, etc., and for which you have to go in for adhyasa, etc. So how is it that, you see, this is to show the indispensability of adhyasa from different facets to operate the pramana, to gain the pramana prameya vyavahara. It's only way of means that for question answer, question answer, question answer, question answer. So otherwise if you give like a thesis, no, then what will happen? You will not be able to catch the point. That is the style of the bhashya. Bhashya style is that only. And tikakaras have improvised. No, Sukya, it is required. Now comes Pashwadi Bhishcha Vishesha. If Tika is not there, you can't make head or tail of what Bhashyakara means. They are necessary, but we should make use of them to the extent that is required. So, otherwise, there is no end to it. See, look here. I can take Ratnaprabha, I can take Nyayana also. Yes. Bhamati, I am not bothered much. Yes, I can. If I do, what will happen? It will be confusion. So why confusion? What is original, you will be losing as such. What is in the bhashya, you will be losing as such. So, but at the same time, we do need it, and also it will improve your familiarity with Sanskrit language. That fright of Sanskrit will, I think by now it has gone. By now it has gone. If it is still not gone, it is bound to go in course of time. I will see that it goes. So therefore he said, and then he says, so they are there. So now he says, if that is the case, let there not be this pramata. Tarhi pika. Tarhi atmanaha pramatritvam maastu iti vadantam pratyaha. Somebody says, sir, let there not be pramata at all. And now you should know, pramata means what, pramana means what, prameya means what, vyavahara means what, all these you should be, know thoroughly know. See, somebody says, let there not be pramata at all. Let there not be pramata at all. To such a person, idi vadantam prati aha. To such a person, it is said, now, nacha
pramatrutvam antarena pramana pravrittihi asti.
Pramatritvam antarena means vina. Without pramatritva means without a pramata. Pramana pravrittihi vyavahara, activity of pramana. He says, nachasti is not there at all. It will be like celebrating the marriage without the bridegroom. So how without pramata all pramana prameya vyavahara is ever possible? Pramata is the center of all these. So pramana also can be made use by whom? Pramata. Prama can be made, can be gained with the use of pramana through pramata. He says, pramatritvam antarena. So therefore, without the pramata, pramana pravritti, pramana vyavahara, activity of pramana is not there at all. So therefore, what is necessary now? You tell me, in the world, pramana prameya vyavahara is there? Activities with related to the means of knowledge and objects of knowledge is there or not? Are you finding or not?
Yes.
Right now you are listening and nodding your head. So therefore, without hearing, how can you do that? Is there or not? That means pramata is there or not? Pramata is there. When pramata is there means, can Atma be pramata? No. Can the Dehendriya itself be pramata? No. So therefore must be a connection, and that connection being Asanga Atma is not possible by without who? Adhyasa. So therefore Adhyasa is inevitable, and we can prove based on two means of knowledge which you already seen. What is that? One is invariable coexistence between this. What is that? This Vyavahara. So what is the Vyavahara? Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. And its cause is what? Adhyasa. If Adhyasa is there, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara is there. Adhyasa is not there, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. You forgotten. Forgotten, yes, this. Somebody nodded, forgotten this, yes. So, then, see, look, sleep. In sleep, Adhyasa is not there, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. Pramana Prameya Vyavahara is not there. In the waking and the dream, Adhyasa is there, Pramana Prameya is there. Therefore what? Anvaya Vyatireka Vyapti, which gives rise to invariable coexistence of Adhyasa and Vyavahara. So therefore Adhyasa must be there based on the Anumana inference. Second Pramana was what? See, look, Vyavahara, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara, effect is seen. Atma cannot take to this Vyavahara. Why? He is Nirupadhika, Asanga and Nirupadhika. Upadhis by themselves are inert, and they can't take to. And yet, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara takes means what? There must be Adhyasa. This is what? Presumption. This is presumption. Fine? You remember this, huh? Now a big Purva Paksha is going to come and going to question your these two pramanas, because he has got something up the sleeve. That's why Pashwadhivishcha Avisheshat is going to come. Something up the sleeve is there which you have not seen, it reserved, because everything should go step by step. If now itself brought, you will get confused as well. So Bhashyakara has kept it in reserve now, that Purva Paksha, and now once this is concluded, he is going to come with it. So therefore, that is what is based on what is proved now. Anvaya Vyatireka Vyapti, that is Anumana, is one Pramana that proves the existence of Adhyasa. Arthapatti, presumption, is another Pramana which proves the occurrence of Adhyasa. This portion is being concluded. See, what was the question? Katham punaha avidyavad vishayani pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani cha iti. This question implying two. What are they implying? One, demanding the means of knowledge for the existence of Adhyasa. Other one, akshepa, objection to the validity of all the pramanas, because they have got basis in the erroneous pramata. So these two. Now answer to both is being concluded, because what we have seen so far, whatever that is established so far, gives rise to that the availability of the pramana and the akshepa gets removed. Now we have 1 minute. The tika, last line. Tasmad atmanaha pramatrittvadi vyavaharartham. Tasmad, therefore, atmanaha, of atma, for this vyavahara. What vyavahara? Pramatrittvadi. Pramatritva, what is that adi? Kartritva, bhoktritva, drashta, manta, anumata, shrota, all these statuses. Vyavaharartham. Adhyasaha angikartavyaha. What should be accepted? Adhyasa. How? Iti anumanarthapatyoho. Of anumana, inference adjacent because of invariable coexistence, and arthapatti because of presumption. Why presumption? Because there is a incongruity, just like Pino Devadattaha Diva na bhumte. Fat Devadatta doesn't eat during the day. Fatness and not eating the day is incongruous. So this inconsistency can be removed only by presuming that fellow eats in the night. Like that, Pramana Prameya Vyavahara is seen, Atma can't take to it, the Upadhi also cannot take to it. Therefore, what should be there? This presumption is valid. So therefore say, iti anumanarthapatyo phalam upasamvarati. The phala is result. Result is being concluded. Bhashya.
Tasmat avidyavad vishayanyeva pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani cha iti.
Tasma. Therefore, what is that therefore? Tika, next page, first missing. Pramana sattva. Tasma, first top line, beginning. Pramana sattva, because of sattva means availability, existence means availability of the pramana. Means there is pramana available to prove the occurrence of adhyasa. Pramana sattva. Take the earlier page. Tasma. So tasma says avidyavad vishayani eva pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani iti. So, what are those? Pratyakshadi pramanas and the shastras, that is karma shastriya and this moksha shastriya vyavahara, all the shastrani cha. It says avidyavad vishayani eva. What is the avidyavad vishayani? Avidyavan means adhyasavan. Atma means here Purushaha is Vishaya, Ashraya for who. So this phrase we have seen. See, earlier we have seen in detail this phrase. Very important phrase it is. Means Pratyakshadi Pramanas and Shastra Pramanas have their Vishaya, Ashraya, in whom Avidyavan. Who is Avidyavan? Avidya also, Adhyasa also is called Avidya. Adhyasa Van. With that adhyasavan pramata. Pramata means adhyasavan pramata. The pramata who is born of erroneous adhyasa is the very receptacle for what? The prama to take place. Which pramata? Pramayaha ashraya. So therefore prama to take place. So that means adhyasa is there or not? Yes, there. Why? Pramana prameya vyavahara is there, pramata is there, adhyasa is there. That is one thing. One answer to this. Second answer, this is answer for demanding the pramana to prove the existence of the adhyasa. So that is that is concluded now. Now objection. So what is the objection? Pramata is born of erroneous adhyasa. Therefore, pramata is defective in very nature. So, defective pramata, if you operate the pramana, it should be equally invalid. So, is it there? No? No. The foregoing bhashya has proved one thing. What it has proved? For pramana prameya vyavahara, pramata is indispensable. For pramata to come into existence, erroneous adhyasa is indispensable. Without erroneous adhyasa, pramata itself cannot come into existence. Without pramata, pramana prameya vyavahara is possible? No. What does it mean now? Erroneous adhyasa is the intrinsic nature of whom? Pramata. Intrinsic nature of pramata means without it pramata cannot come into existence. It can't be a defect. Because that fellow has to come into existence because of what? The error. It cannot come into existence. Therefore, adhyasa being the very inherent, intrinsic feature of pramata, it cannot be considered as defect. Defect comes afterwards, some defect comes. After pramata coming into existence, if some defect comes, then it is called as dosha, not otherwise. We will see in detail next time.
आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः दूरं भास्य नलो निलोम्बरमः नाथो हिमांशु पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विदुषताम् यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिन् स्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ज्ञानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत्तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् अशुभानि निराचष्टे तनोति शुभसन्ततिं स्मृतिमात्रेण यत्पुंसां ब्रह्म तन्मङ्गलं परम् अतिकल्याणरूपत्वात् नित्यकल्याणसंश्रयात् स्मर्तॄणां वरदत्वाच्च ब्रह्म तन्मङ्गलं विदुः ओङ्कारश्चाकशब्दश्च द्वावेतौ ब्रह्मणः पुरा कण्ठं भित्त्वा